I constantly have a dream that I'm stuck at the airport. Like I'm rushing to get to the airport and I just can't get to my flight.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Or dreams like back when I used to drive pizzas.
You just can't get to the address.
You're on a run. You got 2 or 3 orders you need to get out. And you're right. Yeah. You're in a neighborhood and you keep turning right, knowing the next right turn is the way to get to that stop. And you turn right and it's another dead end.
I did that in college too.
You mean like in real life or in a dream?
Like in real life, I left a party. There's some stuff going on there.
Yeah.
And I swear it took me like 10 hours to get out of that neighborhood.
That happened to me at the Denver airport once. I got lost in the nexus of the universe.
Because of chemicals or because of
I was confused.
Yeah, it happens. I
don't think it was a glitch in the simulation. that was a self-imposed glitch.
So back to science, back to like some sort of verification of this. I made a list. There's a lot. But Dr. Brian Whitworth, he did an analysis of simulation hypothesis, comparing materialism to simulation and really taking a hard look at it. And I believe he's a theoretical physicist, but yeah, he went through all of the data and all of the, I mean, he just was saying, yes, it's highly, 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 highly more likely simulation hypothesis than just random materialism universe.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't even have to go like, I don't think he gets much into like what exactly is going on. He's just saying the idea, the idea of materialism just doesn't. It's such a stretch. It doesn't make any sense because we've never experienced that in reality, where you say something that which is cannot come from that which is not is the idea, and that's not me. That's I think Thomas Aquinas or somebody, but. Yeah, this idea that all of reality, I had a buddy who used to say that like, people that don't believe in God, they actually believe in like one miracle and it's like the biggest miracle ever. Because it's like, I don't believe in miracles except that one where everything came from nothing, magically. Like that's the one I believe in. But all the other ones I don't believe in.
When you frame it like that, that's pretty funny. Yeah. So it requires a lot of faith to go, nothing ever just comes from nothing. Except for everything one time.
Yeah. And that leads right into the first proof that we live in a simulation. And that's the Big Bang. So the Big Bang was actually discovered, I didn't look it up, I don't remember his name, but it's a Catholic priest, I think a Jesuit priest. Long time ago, he was also an astronomer. And many people think that's a science thing. Science actually is, the church. And he noticed, I think, through studying, the solar system or whatever, that this theory of a Big Bang, that the universe is expanding probably from a common point. And now that's kind of really accepted by science as the magical explanation of all of reality. Yeah. But ironically, that actually is very difficult to explain reality. If you're saying that everything came from nothing, I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense with the way we understand reality. But if you're looking at it from a simulation hypothesis, it actually explains reality. It makes complete sense. Because if you're in a game, like this is a game or some sort of virtual construct, every time you rebooted the game, that would be a Big Bang.
Yeah, sure.
Everything came from a 0 point. Every time you turn on the simulation, that's what would happen. So the idea that we view our history and reality in that way makes sense because that's what you would expect. You wouldn't know anything outside of the simulation. It's just flip the switch, it's on. Flip the switch, it's off.
Did you hear anything as you were looking into this about that Black Mirror episode about the simulation?
I've heard other people suggest that or say something about that, but I've never watched it. What is the deal with it?
The episode's called Hang the DJ. If you start listening to podcasts on simulation and hypothesis, you're likely to hear this. Referred to. But I watched it over the last week, and I'm going to start watching more Black Mirror, by the way. Have you ever watched any of this?
I think I watched the first couple episodes and I stopped for some reason. I don't know why. It was a good show.
I really liked it. Don't watch it with your kids.
I think it was because I switched, like, isn't it on Hulu or something?
It's on Netflix. Yeah.
That's it. I got rid of Netflix.
Okay, yeah.
But if I get that deal with Obama, I'm totally getting my Netflix back.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I could probably work it in the deal or say, you can use my song.
Yeah. I just want your
I
Netflix
just want
password.
lifetime
so
Netflix subscription, no questions asked.
I think he'd go for that. Yeah.
I bet he could swing it too. He's Obama.
Oh, yeah. There's somebody he could call. Yeah.
He's an executive producer. No, he's a hands-on producer.
Hey, he's a legit producer. In that episode, one of the characters says to the other something like, "Yeah, do you remember before we met?" And it's like the first time the other character has thought about it, but kind of like, "Oh, no, that's pretty weird." Yeah. And this kind of idea of, well, what happened before everything? Like, well, it has to boot up somehow. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I think the weirdest thing about materialism is if you really think about what it's saying, is it just boils down to like shit happens. Like that's the scientific explanation for all of reality is like, it just happened.
Yeah.
And you go like, it doesn't really answer anything.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, obviously shit happens, but doesn't answer why it happens, you know?